Alright, welcome back everyone. It's been a while. It's time to put the lawnmower back together. So all the painting is done. Most of the detail stuff is done. There's probably some more that I'll come across later. But for now, let's work on getting this engine put back together. Hey, while I've got the top off, why don't we check the gap here? Oh, no, this is the intake. That's the exhaust. Right. Remember, this is not a how-to video. This is a learn with me video. I'll eventually get it, but not because I know what I'm doing, but because I'm willing to keep trying. Yeah, so this is intake. That's exhaust. So this is intake. And this is exhaust. So we're going to measure the exhaust. Let me see what my cat wants, and then also find my feeler gauges. There we go. Here's my noisy cat. Here, go frolic somewhere. There you go. Go explore. I don't remember off the top of my head what they're supposed to be. Something like 4 thousandths. Let's see what we got. Hey, it hits 4 thousandths. Cool. All right. Let's try with that one all the way down. Let's try this one. It is just a little tighter than 4 thousandths. I wonder if we should adjust these. Okay, first, let me go look up what the proper adjustment on those are. I'm starting to kind of be glad that I decided to check that. I don't know, this is more of an owner's manual than a shop manual, so I don't know if it has the specs in it. Let's take a look. This is the one. This is the book that gives you the spec, the torque spec on the mower blade nut, and then says everything else should be tight, and that's it. So this may not be right. Okay, so we're going to have to find another source of information. I found the original documentation digitized on I think it was Toro's website or somebody's website. Anyway, fantastic. But I also found a series of pictures that give me a sort of a quick guide for specifications. So I believe, yeah, okay, so here it says valve lash 0.005 to 0.007. So this was what, 4 and 3-ish? So they're too tight. Okay, that's top dead center. And we still have 0.3. There we go. There's probably a better tool that I'm supposed to be using, but oh, the big one adjusts it, and the outer one does the adjustment, and the inner one locks it down. Okay. Cool. All right. Will 0.7 fit? Let's make sure I didn't make it too big, huh? Nope. 0.7 does not fit, so it's at 0.6. Okay. All right. Let's do that with the other one. 0.6. 0.7 will not fit. Oh, 0.6 won't fit. Now it will. Uh-oh. 0.7 does. Oh no, I'm doing it wrong. Okay. I gotta figure this out. I don't do this very often, so Let's try 10 millimeter. That's just about perfect. Okay, so we'll use 10 millimeter. Alright, let's try this again. And that fits tight, but that fits better. I'm going to call it good right there. Same with the other one. So I think that is good. So the engine sits that way, so that's going to sit this. Oh, look at that little Toro. That's cute. I like that. That makes my brain happy. So let's see, that's top of the engine. So this goes on like that. There's no specs for these, so we'll just snug them down. Alright, done. So here's my old tube thingy. There's a spring in there. I can get it out. There we go. There's a spring, and then I've got some new tubing to put in there. I'm not sure where it is. All I could find was fuel injection hose. Hopefully that'll be okay. What I did is I made sure I got the same internal diameter. Our tube will fit our hose will fit on the tube, no problem. So the other end of the tube goes into that hole right there. Nice. Okay. So it's about yay long. So we'll cut it about yay long. And if I screw it up, I got a lot more to work with. So, okay. Ta-da! So we've got a spring that goes in here. So shove that in there. And yeah, it is a little loose in there, but it does have a little bit of a natural bend this way, so that's how I'll put it on there. And I forgot the clamp. So get the clamp on there. This little guy gets stuck sometimes. Okay. Nice new breather hose. Alright. You know, we did a dry fit of the transaxle, but we never did a final. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, I've got blue stuff, black stuff, white stuff, and brownish clear stuff. So I think I'm gonna go with the black stuff. I think that's supposed to be, that's what I used last time, and it worked despite getting a bunch of water infiltration. So we'll do that. I'm gonna get a glove. Oh yeah, I need some RTV or something. Ooh, what's this? Anti-seize. Nope, that's not it. Actually, that might be a good idea too. Okay, well, let's see. This comes out. These two pieces come out. That guy comes out. Oops. And the fork thingy comes out. Here it is. This is the stuff that the Permatex Forma Gasket Sealant 80007, where you have to actually look up the drying and curing times on the internet because they can't be bothered to put it on the tube or the package. I looked a lot. It dries to functionality in 2 hours and cures to full hardness in 24. That's absolutely fine, because it's going to be more than 24 hours before I'm going to use the lawnmower. So, and really, it's only to keep water out. It's not to keep the grease in. And I'm not going to use very much. So, and I'm not going to use it right now. Right now, I'm going to get a nice clean surface to work with here. that should be it for the molly grease. Okay, I'm trying really hard to do some more close-up stuff, but keep things in the frame. I'm so terrible at keeping things in frame. So, I didn't really clean this much. Two or 3 years ago I did, and there's nothing really very wrong with it now. So I didn't put a whole lot of work into it. I made sure I re-greased the teeth here, and I checked on the spring, and it's still nice and greasy in there. So, and I haven't had any trouble with it. So I'm not gonna take it all apart. But if you do, there are a couple little springs underneath these guys that make them go back in, and as long as they move like that, okay, then it's fine. So I went over the shop manual I found, and so apparently you put the spring in first, then you put the coil in. Well, there's two springs. You put the little spring in here. Oh, we need to put grease on there. Hang on. Regular grease. Where's my grease gun? Okay. So, we will grease up this shaft here. Okay. Anything else that should be greased? I'll just put the rest of it in here. Won't hurt it. There we go. All right. So, let's get this guy together, shall we? Okay, so the spring's in there. Then we go ahead and put our spool, or whatever this is, with the spring embedded in it, in here, and then I'm going to have to work it in there. Now the spring, we'll have to move this a bit for the winding spring to catch there. I think it just did. Or now it's sitting flush anyway. There we go. There, you hear that click? Okay, now we move it the other way, and we keep this all wound up. Okay, so now what we're going to do is put tension on the spring. So instead of just running the line through the hole, we're going to keep it inside the channel here, and what this is going to do is put tension on the spring. So the spring is all hooked. Do that at least a couple times. Oh, see how it's trying to go back now? Okay, so now we got tension, and let's see if that will do for what we need. Let's go one more. Let's try that. That's better. I like that better. Okay. So now what we're going to do, and maybe we should have done this first, I don't know, is so this fellow goes on, and the two kind of openings here are where the teeth come out, right? So we kind of have to make allowances for that. Okay, so something like that. So then we go ahead and put the screw in. Oh yeah, tighten that down, guten tight, and this guy still turns. Excellent. Okay. So this is still, what, 3 windings in? Yeah, there's quite a bit of tension. So let's see if I can get... Yeah, and the teeth come out just like they're supposed to. It's almost like there's too much line. Oh, I wonder if it works better upside or right side up. No? Didn't used to do that. I wonder if it's because of all the paint I put on. Oh. Okay. There you are. I can always fiddle with it later if it gives me trouble. So I will run this out a little bit, stick something in the pencil's not going to do it. How about this guy? There we go. So run that through. Run it through here. Put a knot in it. Okay, so that fits. And we just pop that in there, and we're good to go. Maybe I can find some like tire shine or something to make that a little nicer looking for this kind of thing, but here we go. So there we go. It's work fine now. The last bit, I don't have it all. There's a locating pin, a centering pin that goes in. There's a little hole drilled in that screw, and that goes in there, and it helps keep the whole thing centered. You just kind of tap it in there. That's good. And then there's a plastic bushing that goes around it, and I don't have that anymore. I think it broke, or I lost it, or something. But anyway, I'll have to figure out, maybe go to the hardware store and find something